Hello, lovely people. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a brilliant week, man. A brilliant week, and had a good weekend. I had a great week. I finally passed the FTMO 50K verification. I've got one more day left to wait until the live account comes through. But I mean, I'm ecstatic about it. I'm ecstatic about that. To many more. I'll just show you guys actually where I'm at with the FTMO, just to bring it up. So there, as you can see, I passed the 2,500 profit that I needed to achieve, and I barely went into drawdown. As you can see, I started with, obviously we started at break even, and I got close a few times, and then I took a loss, one, two losses, and then I recovered. And then we've had some, losses in there, like with any trading, there's losses, but there's a good recovery. There's a good recovery after the first initial loss. We've never gone lower than that, so this is good. This is very good. As you can see, 9 days, 9 days, and we've achieved all the others is passed. So we are on day 9. On Monday, which is tomorrow the 14th, I will be done with my minimum 10 trading days, and then we leave it in FTMO's hands just to provide us with the live fund. Then we'll take it from there. So I mean, as you can see, it wasn't the best of trades, but I just needed to get over the line. We've got a huge amount of lots, number of trades, and lots slightly just less than 1 to 1. My average profit 121, average losses 129, but you cut those losses short and you will always make money. We've got a winning rate of 60.9%. It's not the best, but it's a good winning rate, 60%. Close to 61%. And as you can see over here, I basically passed the challenge, the verification, in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. In about 6 days, because the other days you just needed to trade small lots just to get the minimum trading days in, but that wasn't too bad. We can look at some of the trades. We've got about 0. Now that's the small ones, but I mean there you see it's all small ones, 2.5, 3.5. These are all the pip counts. You see there's 18 pips, 13 pips, 19, 14, 12 and a half. You just go to the others. That's a 24 pip. That's about 24 pip loss, 21 pip gain. But that's good, that's good. 12 and a half, it's a good lot sizes for that. 12 and a half pop, 44 pops, that's USD JPY, that's good. That exceeds, you see, I just took a loss before that of about 16 pips, and then we made it basically 3 times. So that's how you want to risk your trades, man. 1 to 3 where you can. 112 pips there, I think that's US 30. We've got another 22 and another about 50.7, 51 pips there. As you can see, the losses is only around 18 pips loss. So I mean, if you're looking at percentage wise, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. 25. Got some scalpings going on there. There's about a nice intraday trade with 38 pips. So overall, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with the outcome of this verification. So we are about one more day left to go, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm glad you guys are here to follow me on this journey of achieving that ultimate where we can get that 400,000 max allocation for FTMO, and then we can start making the big bucks with their money. That's how it is ultimately. You pay. So those that don't know how FTMO works, so basically you buy a challenge. Is different things that you can do. You could buy different challenges, and there's other different challenges: 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100, and 200,000. You can either take the FTMO normal account, or you can take the swing account. The difference is the FTMO, this one, the normal account, basically you can not trade the news, and yeah, the news is basically one thing. You have to close your trades 2 minutes before, and you can't close any trades within. So if your stop loss or anything is triggered, it counts as a trade, and that will invalidate your challenge. And then overnight, depending how long, over weekends and stuff, it depends also how long the gap is between the market open and close. With the swing trade, you can trade over weekends, you can hold trades, and you can trade during the news. So because I tend to trade on the 4 hour time frames or the 4 hour analysis, that you never know how long you need to hold the trade, and sometimes you always get the technical analysis that's lining up with the fundamental analysis. So with that being said, when you're in a trade and you're in profit, you can always try to put your trade to, let's say, break even if you're in good profits, or move your stop loss just slightly less percentage for risk while the news is coming out, because if the news is in your favor, I mean, you can catch those pips on that. So that's basically how it works. You just select a challenge, you pay them, and then they provide you with details on how to they are provided with details. So there's a two-step stage. So basically the first step is the challenge. So whatever challenge you choose, the amount you need to, if I can just show you guys, you need to basically, that's the just for you guys to see that this was the challenge that I passed. That's the first step. So as you can see there was also very little drawdown on the challenge, and we managed to kill the challenge, as you can see there. So with the challenge, it's a 50k account, so you can't lose more than 5% on any day, trading day, and overall you can't lose more than 10% of the account. And then your account, if you do fail any one of those two, you will then lose the challenge. So on this, as you can see, I also finished this in basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 6 days, basically another 6 days with this one. I had a better average risk to reward 1.2. I have about a 68%, so it's between, let's say, 60 and 70% is the winning rate ratio, which is not bad. This one I had 93 trades and less a lot, so that means obviously that reflects here that my average is better. That's just good over there. That's the losses that I took. That's the gains for the pips. These losses, there was a, what is that, the odds APY, but that was on the 0.03 lot size, so that looks bad, but that's fine. We've got a 40 pip. So as you can see, we tend to, that's 18 pips. That's, you see, those two is basically for that one. So what we lose, we tend to keep it at least a 1 to 2 more or less, which is not bad. Yeah, so that's basically on the challenge. When I pass the challenge, so that's done. So now what we've got the verification, which is the next step, which we are 1 day past, 1 day to go, and then we'll take it from there, and we'll see what comes up from that. Hopefully we can start with the live account and also get the same results where there's no drawdown. It doesn't happen in trading. You do get losses. It's part of the business, it's part of the game, but this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not about making the quick bucks and the fancy lifestyles and those things overnight. It takes baby steps to get there. Baby step. Any step forward is better than no step, guys. So yeah, let's look at the chart. So I didn't take, just to show you guys once again, I didn't take too many trades this week because I already killed the challenge by, I think the date on Monday was the 7th. All right, so Monday was the 7th, so already here. So basically I had 2 trading days for this week just to kill off the challenge. So there wasn't much trading that I could have showed you guys. After that, I never really traded. I just basically put the minimum lot just to get a trade going for the minimum days. So I know I was in a USD JPY trade over here. I showed you guys the analysis in the previous video, so you can go and look at that, and then you can see. So great stuff happened. CPI news came out. CPI came out. Oh, and it rocked the market, guys. It rocked the market. So we've had some huge retracements, some huge pullbacks to key levels, and just to get us actually just to neutralize the market out, because with the CPI news that came out, the news was kind of, in a sense, expected. It was expected because this things was a build up of events and a build up of Fed and inflation. So this was things that was just expected for the market to give us that pullback. You'll see us multiple rejections on this level here. There's multiple rejections on this levels here. So I mean, it was just a key indication that it was time for markets just to kind of slow down and give us a pullback. So once again, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Leave me your suggestions on some videos. I did get some feedback on some videos. I do appreciate all the feedback, all the comments. So it just helps the channel grow. Please share this videos. Please share Megawave FX. This is Mo from Megawave FX. And we're just here to help each other and uplift, man. We're just here to help and uplift. I always tell people that it gets lonely when, you know, some of us we tend to just eat, sleep, breathe entrepreneurship, business, the hustle and things like that. So when you can uplift somebody and actually just expose them to different avenues and multiple streams and ways of income, it's always good, because you get the juices flowing with people just talking about creating that opportunities. So it's good to expose people, just show them what FX is, show them different ways to make money. You know, the hustle, the 9 to 5, it's tiring. So sometimes something's got to give, man. We got to find alternatives, step out of our comfort zones and do something else. I mean, we've already been done. I mean, from personal experience, I've been doing Forex for around 5 years now, and I'm basically how can I say, I'm basically consistent for the last 2.5 to 2 years. I'd say 2 years, from just early last year, almost going into 2 years, where I'm consistently making money in the markets. You do get those losing trades and losing days, losing weeks. You get that in life, you get that in Forex, you get that in business. It's just part of the journey, part of the learning. So we've got to accept that when you do take a trade, know that that money is gone. You got to mentally and psychologically prepare yourself when you do take a trade, that that it's ultimately also your best guess. When you take the trade, you can analyze, and you never know what money is coming into the market to go against you or go in your favor. You don't know these things. These are the unknown. So when you do take a trade, it's based off your knowledge, your best, you know, guess, basically, the way you analyze it. And if you've backtest long enough your trades, or your trading plan, then you should be comfortable with taking a trade. There is targets that you want to set for yourself. If you want to achieve a certain amount percentage per day, if you've achieved that percentage, walk away. You don't need to trade the next session. If you want to, you can trade the next session. If your target is to gain 0.5%, a percentage a day, and you've done that in London session, then close the trade, walk away, go to gym, go take a walk, go spend time with your family, go do whatever you need to do to get away from the charts. Because the longer you sit there, the longer you're going to want to enter another trade. You could also, maybe, let's say you tell yourself, listen, I'll take 2 trades a day. So London session, which is the morning in South African time, it's around 9 o'clock, 9ish. You can get to the chart around 8, so just prefer markup, you know, depending on what type of trader you are. I mean, once you've reached your target, or you've taken a loss on the first trade, allow yourself another trade. Give yourself, you know, don't be biased to a direction based on you waking up and thinking, okay, you're gonna buy a certain pair. If the trade doesn't work out, have a relook, check something else, and then come back to the chart and allow yourself another trade. Once you've lost 2 trades and you're risking 1% per trade, that's 2% gone for the day. Walk away. tomorrow's another day. These markets every day, and there's different currency pairs for you to trade on. So because I have more than one pair, and believe it or not, you could you could focus on one pair. I mean, USD JPY is beautiful in Asian session. You can do it in New York session as well. I mean, for beginners, old USD, I mean, that's good. The pip count is good. It's not that volatile in the sense, so you could start off for beginners in old USD, and you could literally you won't need to necessarily blow an account to learn a lesson. You'll take some losses along the way and some good wins, but it's not that volatile. This was CPI news that came out. Other than that, this is a good pair to trade. You could get 20-30 pips per day on old USD. I mean, it's easy just to mark up those charts on old USD, and you could easily just trade some breakout. I mean, you can see the market making higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. I mean, you could see that structure forming there. And obviously you could all of these things you could see with the eyes. I mean, if you know you're looking for buys, if I'm looking at this, look at the pullback into the golden zone. This is just randomly pulling out the chart, and you can randomly see the market started to push up there from that week. From the 50, you got a rejection from the 50 as support. And I mean, if you even do this, you could see there was some resistance there. It broke through, came in the retest as support. I did an impulse move to the upside. All you do your fib, and you get your Fibonacci retracement. Here's your golden zone right there, 50 to 61.8, and then you've got some pips. If we count from that level, I mean, that's 61 pips. 61 pips. That's in a few hours. You could easily get this. So it's not that difficult. It's in forex. It's the easiest way to make money, but it's so emotionally and sometimes tiring your psychology. If you're not psychologically prepared for the markets, then don't trade. If you've got issues, don't trade. If your mind is somewhere else, don't trade. That's just as simple as it is. So yeah, like again, man, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. If you want to see some other videos, some other breakdowns, some other type of analysis, if you want me to make videos on Fibonacci, support, resistance levels, candlestick formations, just drop it down below, man. I've got around 5.5 years experience in this. I've started off very bad back in the day when I went for training. These guys, these forex gurus, they teach you ethics, but they don't give you a way of trading, or they don't give you a trading plan. These are things you need to discover yourself. But with time, I after multiple lessons and money lost, I can say that I've figured out my way of trading, and everybody's different. You get those scalpers, you get those emotionally you're not emotionally prepared to see good blue days and good red days, bad red days. So I've gone through a lot of those phases where I know what I'm capable of, and it's just about now enhancing and building on that to get to the next level, to level up. So part of the reason why I started this YouTube channel is just to document my journey. I mean, I think that's a lot of why a lot of content creators do this. Some of them do it for the money. I mean, you guys know I'm far from doing the money on YouTube. I got 15 subscribers, but I thank all 15 of you, man. And I'm hoping to just build on that. But I mean, it's basically to document. It's documenting this journey. It's all about that, and that's what it is. It's holding yourself accountable at the end of the day, because I mean, nobody else is going to do it. There's a lot of haters, naysayers, people that don't believe in you. And I mean, if you can look back 5-10 years from now, like I said, this is a marathon, not a sprint. If you can look back and see where you've come from, there's no better feeling in the world than that. I always tell people, students that I do teach that with ethics. So when you come for training and I teach you and I give you all the basics and I give you how to trade, and you go home and you implement that step by step, at the end of the day, this is like any degree that you're going to go and do. If you want to be a doctor, it's 5 to 7 years maybe. If you want to be a lawyer, it's maybe 3, 4 years depending. If you want to be an engineer, there's a lot of courses. You want to be electricians, you want to be a pilot, you want to do everything. You start off with knowing nothing, and you gradually build yourself up. You build your pilot hours, your flying hours. You build your attorneys, where you do pro bonos, and then you get to the big cases. So you need to build yourself with forex gradually until you can get to that stage where you've reached your target, you've graduated. And when I say you graduated, you've got 3 to 6 months consistent profits, you've got money saved up, or you consistent withdrawals. It doesn't need to be a lot. And the reason why I actually took the FTMO challenge, it teaches you, or it takes you in such a place, it takes you to such a place where you have to use proper risk management. And sometimes we tend to not use proper risk management. That's just how it is. We tend to make that quick buck or the quick money. So with the FTMO, with all the advantages and disadvantages that comes with it, it teaches you, I think one of the advantages is that it teaches you proper risk management. And that is key in this business. That is key in this business. Don't over leverage, don't over trade multiple trades, and get out of your losses as quick as you can. And what I've learned is to try and let your winners run and cut your losses. Your losing trades, cut them first, or as soon as you see the trade is not going your way. So yeah, man. Once again, welcome back to the channel. This is, I think, our 4th or so video, and this is, I think, our 3rd chart breakdown, weekly chart breakdown for the upcoming week. So let's see what brings us, what opportunities is lying ahead for us this week. Like I said, CPI news that came out on Thursday, I think, it gave us some opportunities for the upcoming week. So we just have to be patient. Just be patient. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to trade every week. One good trade can set you up. One good trade can set you up. If I can show you guys just on the verification. So my first day of trading, like you can see, I did, what is that, almost on the 50k. That's almost 3%. Now I know some of you guys don't understand, like when we speak about percentage, but we don't care about the monetary value of it. It's more about the percentage, because in forex you want to make a certain amount of percentage. If you could make 10% a year, so it sounds very little. So 10% on a 50k, it's $5,000. Now that doesn't sound a lot. But for us South Africans, if I just take the calculator and show you guys, so 5% times around, let's say it's 17 rand a dollar. So what's the dollar exchange rate? So let me bring it home for you guys. So it's about 17.23. So we're gonna do a round of at 17 rand. So let's say you have a 50k account and you do 10% for the year. So 50k, so it's 5,000 multiplied by the 17 rand. It's 85,000 rand for the year. Now 85,000 rand for the year, for us as South Africans, that's a lot of money. It's not a lot to feed, to have those bougie lifestyles, but it's a lot of money. There's people that are earning about 4,000, 5,000 a month. So if we take 85,000, divide that by 12 months, that's an average salary of 7,000 rand, give or take, for the year. 7,000 a month, and that is without having to spend on traveling, without having to put up with your bosses, all these rules at work, and all of the personalities that you have to deal with at work. That's not bad. So just think of yourself 10%. So you thinking 10% is little. So let's say we scale this. So I'm just going to bring it home for all my people, all my local people. So let's say we do this. Let's say Mo the trader, me, I passed the swinging the 50K verification, and now remember, so how FTMO works is with your first payout. So I think it's bi-weekly, so every second week, fortnight for us, you get to take a payout. So with the first payout that I get from FTMO, I get my initial investment back. So I paid around 6,000, say 6,500 or so to get this challenge, right? To pay for the 50K USD swing account. So I passed the challenge. Now I've got the verification. I passed the verification by tomorrow. I am not sure when my first payout will be. So if the will send me a contract, I need to sign it and fill it in, and then they'll tell me when I'm eligible for a withdrawal. Once I obviously make profits. So let's say I do make profits, doesn't matter the amount. The first payout that I get, and there's a split. So if FTMO gets 20% and I get 80% of it, with that I get my investment back that I paid for it. So the 6.5, I'll get that back. So my plan is to then go for the 100K challenge. So the 100K swing account will cost me around, if we just see, around 540, but let's do it in USD. So it cost me around $560. So I paid around 300 and something change for the 50K. So I'll tell them to keep that money and take some of my profits and give me the 100K account. So now let's say this is me. I've got the 100K plus I've got the 50K, and I pass that. You know how it is. We have faith. We keep the faith. So now I've got a 150K funded account, and this is in dollars for everybody that's in South Africa. So now we do 10% again, and this is 10% for the year. So 10% for the year, you could be making 2%, 1% per month. So I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to tell you 10% for the year. So if I take the 150,000, all right, and I minus 10%, it's around what, $15,000. So now instead of $5,000, we have that $5,000 times 3, like we had on the 50K account. So if I take $15,000 and I multiply that by 17 rand, you're looking at 255,000 rand for the year. So now if we divide that by 12, you're looking at 21,250 rand per month. So you don't need to think about all the big monies. You just need to think percentage wise. What am I capable of percent? So just think you scale that to the 400 max allocation that you can get with FTMO. That's 400,000. That's a 10% is 40,000. 40,000 times 17, you do the math. Divided by 12, you do the math. That's what you could earn potentially with FX, with FTMO. So when you get your money and you do your withdrawals, you take a portion of that, and I always tell people, you take a portion of that, you start a business, right? And you invest some money in the business. You take another portion and you save it, and you take another portion and you halve that. What you do is you start your own live account. So now you go to another broker and you invest half of the third portion maybe, and you put some of that in your live trading account, and the rest you spoil yourself, because I mean you've worked hard, so you've invested money, you've saved money, and you get to spoil your money, and you're investing in your future by investing in another live account. Or you can go to another, so there's FTMO, I know there's Funded Trader, there's a few prop firms that you can actually do these funded accounts with, or these challenges with. And if your strategy is good enough, you guys can kill it. If your strategy is good enough, don't aim for these 1 to 7s, this 1 to 8s. I mean, if you're that good, you're that good. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, like we say, don't make your eyes bigger than what your stomach is. Don't do that to yourself. Start off gradually slow. If you can build $1,000 account, or for us in South Africa it might be a lot, that's almost 17,000 rand. So let's say somebody has 5,000 rand. If you can trade 5,000 rand, what I would always tell people is that instead of using the 5,000 rand in a live account and you can't trade, or you learn to trade, do this block firm challenges. You can do a 10K account, and you can use like a 10K account on USD is gonna cost you 160. That's gonna cost you like 3 grand, and then you get a 10K account. and then you get to save the other money, because you don't know the guarantee of you passing with your, or you making money with your 5,000 rand money. So I would suggest you do these. They do have demo accounts too, so you can, and where you can actually learn how these you can do a free trial. As you can see here, you can do a free trial, and it teaches you all the rules that they've got with the normal challenge. You could do that. So there's a lot of things that you can do. So I'm just trying to expose as much people as I can to multiple ways of earning an income, entrepreneurship, business wise, just making the correct decisions. Because if you don't start now, then who's gonna break the cycle? So if you one of in South Africa, in Cape Town, there's I mean, every second, third households like this. And if your dad or your mom or your granny has been doing the same things for over these years, and still you are not as a family where you would maybe want to be, then don't you think it's time to change the narrative, break the cycle? Somebody has to step out of the comfort zone and actually start a business, feel something, do something other than what you've already been doing. Because, as you know, there's that saying, that if you're doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, it's stupidity, it's insanity. I mean, you can't do that. So if you're doing what your mom and dad did and expecting to get to where you are, to driving the flashiest cars or getting the house with the pool and all of those things, it's not going to work. You have to change the narrative and break the cycle, so that your kids don't have to start off that way. And I always tell people that the reason why I tend to work so hard is that I don't want my kids to start off at zero. We all start off at zero some point in time in our lives, and we have to build ourselves up. But I mean, as a dad, wouldn't you want your kids to start off not at zero and maybe at level two, but obviously with appreciation that their dad or mom has gotten them to start off at level two, and always show that appreciation. So yeah, man, I know I've been rambling on. People say I like to hear my own voice. So yeah, I just thought I'd share some insights as to the thinking and to the opportunities that we could possibly do just to break the cycle. It's all about that. Breaking the cycle, changing the narrative about who we are, who our families are, and just to getting to the next level. It's all about level up. And life is not about the material things. Like, that's nothing. But it's the time freedom. And you've always heard people speak about this in forex, in entrepreneurship. Why do they do it? It's all about time freedom. It's you. I've been through that, where you have to get up in the morning, go to a boss, go to work, do what you need to do, come home. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of people that do that, and they basically, the economy is built on hardworking people like that, which we all are. So, but there are other ways. If we don't expose ourselves to it or go in the research and do it, then we have no right in complaining that we don't get the opportunities when we don't go and find. You need to seek and find this information to actually better ourselves and our communities and things like that. So yeah, man, I've been talking a lot. Let's get on to this video. It's going to be a long one. So USD ZAR, as you can see what happened, we have some clear break of structure. I can actually just, if I do this, we got some clear break of structure. Already here you see there that the support was broken. It failed to make a higher high. As you can see over there, it tried again, there's a double top, and here you can also see a double top. And what happened? And it broke through this support over here. And what did it do? It kind of retested that support and it fell. And now what did it do? It broke through that support over there. So now you're looking for a retest. It's as simple as that. There's nothing difficult about the way I trade. It's just that. But you have to have the patience. So the way I trade, and I tell many people, is that you could have a 9 to 5 and still trade the way I trade. The way I teach people to trade, you could have a 9 to 5. You just need to check the charts at least for 10 minutes over every 4-hour time frame, if that's the way I'm trading. And it's as simple as that. So if we look at, this is just an example, if we look at this, we can actually see there's resistance broke through, retest support. It just kind of broke below that resistance, it became support again, the support. So it broke through the support, became resistance, and then it broke above again, retest again, broke, and it played there. Here you can see it broke through. So it didn't close above with the initial that day, but the next day it closed right above, came back to retest it, and it just did that. That's all you need to do. You just put in these levels. Just put in these levels. You can clearly see broke through, support, support, broke through. So now you're looking for a retest on this level. You could even argue and do this. Resistance, resistance. That's even better because they broke through, retested that support as a resistance and dropped there. I can do this. We could all see these charts. You could see all of these just to show you what we're looking at for this week. Stuff like this. You're just looking for this. That's all you're looking for. There's nothing difficult about this. So that's obviously USD ZAR, which you guys know I've said before. I don't trade. I used to trade this a lot. That was around a few when it was around this area. I used to trade it. I remember the 14 and the 15 rand mark. After that, I never traded it again. I just stayed away. So I just keep it open to check. So let's do some chart analysis. USD JPY on the daily, you can clearly see it broke a low over there. So there's no way I'm trading this anywhere in this region. It's just too low to sell, but I am going to look for sell. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna just analyze this chart and just see what I can show you guys. I mean, that's clear for everyone to see. Look at this, perfect. So we start off obviously where the trend there. First the first touch, second, basically third touch, more or less if you want to call it. Yeah, it broke through. Look at this wick. Guys, look at this wick. I basically did this. I just need to do something quickly. Yeah, so if we just, where were we? We were, yeah. So you can see it broke the trend and it came to retest the trend. So this is on daily. So if we go to the 4 hour, you can clearly see the retest. You can clearly see the retest there. So that's what we've got on there. So let's do this is USD Let's just do this. Let's make this a bit bigger and do that. So what do we see? What do we see? What do we see for this week? Just do that. So I mean, we could all see this clearly. Resistance level over there. Resistance level over there. So yeah, let's just look at this. So we've got these levels over here. We've got these levels over here. So resistance, resistance, resistance. As you can see, this resistance was very nice, clear, and the market then broke through. We've got a retest there, and here the market just smashed through the support, the resistance that came support. It smashed through and didn't even come back and retest anywhere. Look at that pullback. One would have waited for something like that and then get that, but we didn't get any of that. We didn't give you no chance on getting in. And it's been breaking through levels. So as you can see over there, we got resistance, broke through, support level over there, support level over there, as you can see, and broke through once again. So there's just so many levels that this thing has been breaking through, as you can see over there. So you've got the resistance broke through, didn't come quite back to retest. So this is what we're looking at this week, guys. For USD JPY, I'm looking for this, but because of this pullback or this potential pullback here and the level being, yeah, so let me just go there again. Sorry about that, guys. So we've got this levels here, and so what I'm looking at, if I just go to the daily, so I'm looking at this level over here. If we do our fib from the bottom to the top, you can see the market is currently on its way to the 6786 area. It already broke through the 61.8, and obviously that was the, on the current uptrend, that was the pullback for 50 golden zone. and then we came back to retest the 50. You can see it broke through the 50, retest the 50, and then it's busy melting. So what I'm going to look for on the 4 hour, I'm definitely looking for sells at the moment, but what I'm going to look for, because that's my next clear zone, as you can see, that's my next best clear zone. I can even drag this right across. I mean, perfect. Resistance, broke through, support, resistance. Simple, guys, simple. The retest, resistance, melted. Resistance, it couldn't make another low, like lower than the previous low here, because it was in the uptrend, and the market broke through and it just rallied all the way. So that's my next clear zone. Obviously here's also the level if you want to just put that high, and I mean you guys can see it very clear. Resistance over there, resistance over there. So what I'm looking for is going to be, as you can see, that is clear levels for me. That was a level resistance, so it also broke through that level that was there. What I'm going to look for is, because of the news and the impulse move to the downwards based on the move, I'm going to look for a good pullback. So I would be looking for something. If I'm actually going to mark this up, you would probably get some resistance area over here. So that's the resistance there. So you see the multiple touches of support over there, and then so it's in my golden zone over here. So for me to trade this, I'm gonna need to try and get a pullback to this area and then sell, if that makes sense. Yeah, come on, yeah, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna look for. I wouldn't just take a sell right here. If I'm going to take a sell and I get confirmation around this area, you could possibly do that. Let me just show you guys. So what I can do, I'll then do another fib from this level and just pull it to that level. And then, so as you can see, your golden zone is around this area. So that's the way what I'll trade. I'll then do something like either a sell from that area, you know, with a stop loss around, usually around 30-40 pips, it depends. But obviously the 1 hour, I mean, you guys know the 1 hour will tell you the best, because I'm going to look for the entry around the 1 hour time frame, and I'm going to look for the market to get that. So that would be like a, what is that, a 1 to 6, which is not bad. That's not bad, because that's clear structure. There's nothing standing in the market's way. There's nothing major. As you guys can see, there's nothing major around this area to prohibit the market basically from coming back down to retest this area, and that would give us a round psychological area of 138, which is, I mean, that's a good level to be at. So if I just do this and just see if I can get the 138 up, that's something I would look for. That's something I would clearly look for. So it's either like that, something like that, or something like that. That's what I would look for. So those are two opportunities that I'm looking for on USD JPY this week. Obviously, you go to the 1 hour and you wait for confirmation, and then, as some of my students will know, that we will do that. So USD CHF, possibly the same, because they run more or less the same. We've got, you can see they're broken. So we on this low. We didn't quite break this low here yet. We didn't break that low yet, so we could see, not that I think the market will just do a big pullback, you know, right up. I think there's more consolidation or more downward pressure for now, on the USD, because of the unemployment and inflation, and the job markets, because a lot of companies are cutting jobs, and have job freezes. I know Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Twitter, I mean, all of those. So the economy is trying to rebuild itself, but they're trying to balance out inflation as well. So on USD CHF on the 4 hour time frame, what we've got we can clearly mark up some levels. We've got support over here. You can see right across that support held all across over there. So we've also got resistance over here. So we just mark up that support over there. We can then mark up some resistance over there. So what I'd like to do is, you see, I like to look left, which you should look left all the time. So I look left over here without seeing this over here. You see market broke through, retest, broke through. So what I would look for on this impulse, I just need to see what's the next level the market is going to go to. You can see there's a nice level of support over here. I'm gonna mark that level up. If we can actually see this level over here. So you've got this levels over here. There was, you see, there was previous levels of resistance, broke through, became support. So what I would do is, so I can just do that and just maybe something like that. Resistance, resistance, broke through. So now that I've basically tuned it to the body and the wick over there, let's see how it marks up the side of the world where we are currently at. So we've got that level over there, and we are currently finding some rejection around that area. But I want to look for my next level where I think the market is going to go. So if I bring that down to there, it brings me there at the resistance. So I'm just looking to find my next level of structure where the market could potentially go to. So resistance, resistance, some resistance, support, resistance, broke through, support again. So these are just levels that you draw on and look for clear possible levels, and this will give me a around psychological level of 93,000, which is a good level because we are on 94,000 area now. And I mean, another 100 pips, I don't think that's impossible, but it's gonna take us a few days, if not this whole week, to get there. But yeah, so you can just mark up your chart based off that. What I'm looking for is, obviously we've had this impulse move. I'm looking for some sort of retracement. I need a pullback to this area before I get my drop to there. That's what I'm going to look at. That's the best thing for us to do. You don't take sells right at the bottom. You want to sell high and buy low. That's what you want to do. So my golden zone is around this key level here that I've drawn, and this is around psychological level of 97,000, as you guys can see as well. So that's a good selling opportunity. So you just have to be patient. You just have to be patient about this. Very much patient. So that is clear structure, and that's what I'm gonna look at. You'll take your, sorry man, I was just had to do something quickly. Yeah, so that is something that I'm going to look at, doing something like that to the 93,000 area, around that. So that's a 1 to 10, and I mean, that's going to be a good trade, but you have to be patient about this. You have to be patient about this trade over here. That's the only level that I can see. Around this area there was no clear structure. Here was maybe a level of, if I just look to the left this way, you could say that there was a level of support just over here. So I like to look left. So I've got my support because that's where the market slowed down, and you've got some consolidation here and it broke through. So you've got these levels over here. Here's again same level, but it's support, resistance. You can see over there. So could the market maybe just come to the 38.2? Once again, it's also a clear reversal level or level of exhaustion, and the market will then drop. And then obviously we see if we can get that into 1 to 8. So you could possibly look at something like that too. But we're gonna have to wait for the market to give us that that structure to actually do that, you know. And once you see exhaustion in the market, and then you see your signal to take the sell, and then you can actually look for something like that. So that's what I'm looking for this week on those two pairs. I'm just gonna do a few for you guys. I want to do all. I don't want to take up too much of your time, what I've already taken up. So obviously on CAD JPY, what I'm looking at is like this. We've got that level there. So as you can see, support broke through. I retested over there. something that I would tune is possibly like this. I didn't maybe do that. I think that just defines my level better. So I've got resistance. I had resistance and it broke through. Retest as support, 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 support. You see there it broke through, and then the retesting gave me the reversal candlestick, and then you take the sell back down. So obviously, we are currently on a level of support. So we're gonna have to wait for a break and a retest of that level to continue down. The next level of significance along here would probably be this level of resistance over here. So if I just do this, so you could do this. There's a level of support, 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 support there. You see there again the resistance broke through, became support, so that's a good level. And we're looking at it's around the 103,000, the 103 psychological area. So the market is giving us good opportunities or good risk to reward scenarios, and that is fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. So obviously I won't take a sell around this area, right? I mean, you guys can see the 103 psychological area, it's around there. I wouldn't take this. It's a 1 to 4. It's not that it's not a good risk to reward, but I think we are in for some pullback. So I would then either take a pullback around this area if it reaches there. If not, what you have to be, you have to trade what you see. So obviously, based on what I see from where the news came out, obviously that is my golden zone area, and that would be a perfect entry. But if I don't get that entry, it does not mean that there's no trade. If we do this, the golden zone is around this resistance or support type of area. So that is just the way you have to trade. If you look at, if you start over there and actually do it to this low here, you could see that it came back to the 38.2 and then it dropped further. So if you do the same for this from there to there, 38.2 is around that support area there. So you could get that, and it will tie up with the EMA as well. So you could then get the sell from around that area, which is around maybe here, just to the 50% area maybe. And then you could put your stop loss to the 61.8, and you could target that area, and it's going to give you a 1 to 8. But you're going to have to wait for your confirmation entry around this area. You don't just sell based on any candle, a bullish candle or any candle. You're going to have to wait for confirmation on that to actually take the sell. Catch if I mean, if you're looking at catch if, we can already tell you we are obviously to the downside. And structure, I mean, you could clearly see what the market did over there. Broke through, retest, it's downward. So you can do your fib, you can do the same thing over here if you want, and get a retest, and it will mark up, it will line up nicely with the EMA around there, and it will be around this support area basically. Support, support, resistance, support, support. As you can see, 61.8 will become a resistance again. So these are things that you're going to have to look for in the market, and you're going to have to be patient about this. Don't just take any trade that you see. So that's something that I would do. 30 pip stop loss is normally what I go for when I start out my trade. That's a easily 1 to 3 risk, and that's just back down to the same level. That's not even breaking that level and looking for what I can get after that. What areas? This is a significant area. You see that every time the market reaches there, it goes up and it rallies. This time it failed to make a high, so I'm seeing some downward movement for quite a while, maybe down to a lower area around this side over here. And that will be around maybe the psychological area of 70,000, something like that. You never know what's gonna happen in this market. It hasn't retested this area ever again since. So we are currently here, and if I'm looking at what I've got, we are currently around this area. So obviously there's a significant area of resistance. See, resistance, support, support, broke through resistance, and we never touch that again. So this is where we are at. Let me just there we go. For us to get to where we are, come on. Yeah, so if you want to target the first area, would be your first target. That would be your first target, something like that. A 1 to 4. From there, it's not a bad trade. That's significant. There's nothing really standing in its way for the market to drop. It might just drop as it is to that level, but you don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I'll just do one more for you guys on old USD maybe. Thing that I said it's a good beginner pair. So you could see that, I mean, this is clear levels here. It was in a strong downward movement. We're still bearish on the daily. We're still bearish. We didn't close above this level over here. It is approaching a significant area around here, which is we have to look for. If we're going to do this, we could be get our fib out. Let me just get this. Get our fib out to this level, and you could actually see that we passed the golden zone, but we're approaching the 786 area, which is significant. So what I would look for, advise you guys, is for the market to give me a close above this. So like we've done this, making higher highs and higher lows. I would wait for the market to break above there, retest this area, and then do that. That's what I'm looking for. That's a simple. You're looking for target areas for maybe some TP areas. There's a support level over there. Support, resistance, support, resistance area, basically around there. So that is what you would look for. If we just go to the 4 hour and see how the trades will play out. Need to remove that one. So what I'm looking for on this is some clear structure, right? So I've got this level here, and you've got all of these levels here. So we've got resistance over here. We've also had some minor or some support over here, and as you can see, it was minor resistance, broke through and retest. So those levels are gone. So the next levels of interest would be around here. We've got some support over there. If you got your support over there, support over there, support over there, it's just playing around. But I mean, look to the week. I mean, this is how you guys can see. I've drawn my support level from basically the week to the body. Right, there's the two bodies that are close to each other. There, the week touches. Look at this week. It's in that zone. And if your mentors or if you haven't seen on YouTube, support and resistance is not a line or something. It's an area, so it's a zone. It's a good level. You don't want it too big. You don't want it too small. You want to take off what the market is giving you clear structure to see. All right. So as you can see, body to week, simple, same. The week touches. That was just like a stop loss hunt basically. That one too, fake out over there. But in any case, you needed to wait for a retest if you wanted to do anything over there. So this is what I'm looking for. So the market is currently at structure, right, at our level. So what are we looking for? Because we possibly could see some buys, we're going to look for the next levels of where the market tested. And as you can see, there's a level. So we had support, broke through, retest as resistance, broke through, again breakthrough. It's playing in this area, consolidating in this area. So this is a level, this is my next level that I would look for. So I'd look for something like this, retest over here, and then take my buy. Now the risk to reward on this trade could be tricky. Why I say tricky? Because I like to trade off nice pullbacks. So if I'm gonna say nice pullbacks, I'm gonna do this. So this is where the impulse move started. This is where we are at. That's the high, right? So my 61.8 area, this would be my best trade scenario. This would be my best trade scenario. A retest of this level. That would be my best trade scenario. There we go. That would be my best trade scenario. So I've got a 36 pip stop loss. Now it's a huge stop loss. I get that. But the risk to reward, it's a 1 to 6. I could get 240 pips from a 36 pip risk. And what it's going to give me is the market pulling back, exhaustion's happening. That is what I'm going to look for. So you add this move. That's where we had this move up. It's exhaustion happening maybe here. We have this move up. It gives you a double top maybe there. And it starts to do this. if you can get this, something like this, it will maybe do that, a fake out. Once you get the close back above here, that's where you take your buy. So this is what I'm marking up for you guys. I hope you're looking at the charts by Friday just to see. Look, all of these trades are marked up. I chart. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just have to be right about one. And I've given you some risk rewards, a 1 to 8s, 1 to 10s, is a 1 to and yeah, 1 to 8. This one is a 1 to 6, and it's 240 pips. I mean, if you lose, if this is 5 opportunities that I've shown you, you can lose 3 of them. You could even lose 4 of them, and if you just win 1 of them, you'll be at break even. And that's how trading goes. So that's just what I'm looking at for this week, guys. I hope that you watch this video. I know it's long. I'll see if I can cut it down, but that's how it is. And I hope we got to cover a few things that you didn't know, to clarify a few things. And for everybody from South Africa, Cape Town, um it's festive now. It's festive, so let us learn new things. We soon we'll be starting to do New Year's resolutions and things. So I'm hoping that my message comes across where we need to help assist each other, and we can then all grow together. It's lonely when you the only one doing this, but the reward is better if you alone also. But yeah, for all of you guys, for everybody, just read something new this week. Do research on anything new. Do research on how to start a business. Do research on how to buy a product at a good price and resell that. Just do something different. If you don't make the change, nothing will change. So you need to do that. So once again, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. I appreciate the feedback, the likes, the emojis, and a shout out to my brother there, um, for leaving those emojis always there. Guys, man, just do good. Just do good and make a change. And yeah, thanks, guys. I hope this was good. And you love that, and I'll appreciate the feedback, man. Thank you. Cheers. Have a great week.